Hey, what's going on? Today we will talk about how to make money for the next 10 years. There's a lot of stuff that's going on. There's a lot of craziness that's going on. There's a lot of politicking that's going on. But there are many signs that we're in a recession, not heading toward a recession, in a recession. I know you're going, wait a minute, the stock market's doing well, low unemployment. That's what I call trickeration. That's the trickeration, that's the game. But the information I'm going to drop tonight on this live stream is going to help you get your act together for the next decade. And it's going to be very, very important because this next thing is going to be rougher, harsher than the last thing. And there are many people who are still suffering from the last thing. Kind of crazy, but true. All right. This is Glendon Cameron, founder of Hustlers Kung Fu. For those of you who are trying to get your business on and you were those baby hustlers, you want to learn how to make money, this is the place to be. Be sure to subscribe. So we're going to jump into this really, really harsh. And it's going to be with something that you probably don't know about. You're not even thinking anything. I'm in the process of looking for warehouse space for a client because more than likely we're going to end up doing some shipping because where we are, the warehouse space is much cheaper than where they are. I mean, like way cheaper. I'm talking about significant numbers, right? For the same amount of space. So I've noticed there is an abundance of warehouse space. And I'm going to give you a little context. 2002, I rented a warehouse and it was about 3,600 square feet. It's a G a month. Bathroom, everything, but no heat, no air. There was heat, but Ted, my neighbor next door, said, no, not Ted, Jimmy. Jimmy said, do not turn those heaters on. We turned them on. Our gas bill was like $800-900, and he said it barely took the chill out the air. So we just they had built in a section that they can air condition with inside the warehouse because they had the same amount of space that we did. And it was really interesting. So fast forward 15 years into the future, I found a better warehouse, which is cheaper, which has recently been built out and remodeled and everything, and it's cheaper. Now, here's another thing that happens, and you won't hear no one else talk about this because they haven't had these kind of businesses. I had to have a warehouse because I was bringing, containers, those 50-foot, 3-trailer load of containers of furniture in from China. We were able to move into the bigger warehouse space because a big corporation had closed out their lease. They left early. So I went over and talked to my landlord and I was able to get in. And I saw a lot of places, big companies jettisoning, getting rid of their warehouse space, breaking leases. And that is usually a big sign because wealth is what you make. It's what you put out. It's the stuff that you have. And when companies are constricting, that's a sign that the wealth isn't there. And I see it everywhere. I've been looking at a lot of warehouse space. So that's one big tip and some other stuff. So let me roll over to the chat room. Let's see if anyone's in here. What's up, Broderick? Oh, yeah. What's up, Dunk? What's up, Carlton Muka? People waiting. They will be disappointed because this bad boy will be live. It'll be very, very live. Another thing you should look at, and I'm going to get into the real content in a minute, is with this meltdown, there is opportunity. There's a lot of opportunity if you're positioned, if you're capitalized well, because, I was posting on someone's Facebook page because talking about high credit scores. Back in the day, if you knew how to work business credit before the recession, you could literally get unsecured, no personal guarantee credit lines of 250, 300 grand. No social, no running off of your FICO score, just straight up all in corporate, all EIN, right? Then the recession hit, and that all went away. I had a Home Depot MasterCard, 100K limit. When I got it, it took me 6 months to get it, and that's building out my pay the extra stuff, and the opening limit was 10 G's. Then I asked for more, and they just took me less than a year to get to 100 grand. So that game has changed because it's very important that you have really good personal credit, because a lot of that stuff is going to go off of your personal credit score, even though it doesn't go on your personal credit report, if you feel me. And it gets to be really interesting. But for those of you who want to get into this more intimate, who want to get into the details, you want to join Hustle Camp. The link's below, because we're going to be about wealth building through entrepreneurship. To me, it's the fastest way to get wealthy. It's the fastest way to leave something to your kids. It's the fastest way for you to get out of that hellhole you call your life. Check it out. Links below. You can start tonight. Now, let's get into the first thing you need to do. I was talking about debt. You got to work on getting out of debt, or you have to raise your income that when you pay more than the minimums, you still have money to put in the bank as attitude money. It's going to be very important that you have access to cash. Very important, because when things constrict, your dollar is going to go so much further. Like I'm seeing this with this warehouse space. This warehouse should be around close to $3,000 a month. It should be, but it's a third of that. And that is telling me, when this thing goes, those who have cash, those who have active businesses, those who are putting stuff out there, those people who are making it rain are going to be in a position to leverage that dollar times 5, times 10, and in some cases times 100. And you, Wells Fargo, one of the biggest banks in the United States of America, grew during the Great Depression because they were well capitalized. They were well positioned to make money. You can do that on a personal level. You know, one of the things we're going to talk about in Hustle Camp is creating operating accounts for your personal side as well as for your business. Many people get caught up in, I want to make a lot of money so I can sit down and do nothing, or take a bunch of trips and have all this, quote, passive income. I actually put something up on my Facebook page not too long ago before I did this, talking about how I set some goals for like $50,000 a month passive income. There were certain things I was going to do, and it didn't work out. But because I wrote that goal, I had another business thing that I was working on that will actually exceed that number, but it won't be passive. But still, it works out. I mean, I'm like gratitude all over the place. And the thing that is so disheartening for many people is they're trying to get out of this cycle of going to work, pay bills, get a little money, have a little fun. And other stuff we're going to talk about in Hustle Camp is like how to make your business fun. But you've got to start making these steps now. We're already in it. And these things can go on for a long time, because they'll tell you it's like, well, recession starts and then we're in it for, 12, 18 months. And then no. This is going to be like what happened to Japan. This is going to be like the lost decade. And there are going to be many people who are going to get caught short because so many people are living on credit. They're not living on cash flow. They're not living on earnings. They're living on credit. And they're leveraging that credit for a lifestyle that if anything happens, any wrinkle, any bump, any hiccup, they're in trouble. The house of cards comes tumbling down. And we have so many people like that. That's why this thing's just going to be much, much harsher. It's going to be bigger, bolder, badder. Let's see what we got in the chat room. Got a few people. What's up, Carlton? Diamond Maker. What's up, Malik? Welcome to the family. Dimitri, what's going on? Monica, what's up? Wendell, what's going on? Michael Dennis, good evening. It'll be okay. When this live stream posts or renders, the delay and stuff will be gone and it'll be fine. Don't worry about that. That's YouTube. I had that issue last time with, quote, the audio not matching, and I stopped the stream. And then when it rendered, it was just fine. So just keep listening and then come back and watch if that bothers you. What's up? Michael Dennis, are big limits still available on business credit cards? Yes. However, let me tell you how the banks are doing that. Typically, the banks who are going to offer you the best bang for the buck, you have an account with them because the branch manager is going to be monitoring your account. My branch manager monitors my business accounts. I've got 3 of them. I've gotten calls and stuff. So let's say you're running $1 million gross income a month through there. Let's say revenue. That's not income. Revenue, right? You can get those big boy limits of 50,000, 100,000, 200,000. But let's say you have a credit score of 848, right? And the most you get maybe is 20. Maybe you get a line of credit of 100 G's. Maybe. If your income is sufficient enough. Because see, they're looking at your income. They're looking at that. Like if you got like a 680, but you are rolling like $500,000 a month through that bank, you got a better chance of getting one of those big boy loans, big boy credit cards than you can if you're rocking the 848. And a lot of people don't really understand that. It used to be if your score was good, you paid your bills on time, you could get whatever. You know, grandma, granddad, they had like 150,000 in credit cards because, you know, they had the credit card for 20, 30 years, right? And they just kept raising the limit. And they ain't doing that no more. There's something called an exposure limit. American Express is the worst at that. Like once you start, like you got American Express cards and they hit you with that financial review and you don't provide those documents, they don't say, see ya. They will shut your stuff down and lock up all your cards. But yeah, you can still get them, but there's a way that you have to do it. Let's see. What happened in Japan? Japan had this 10-year period of economic nothing. No growth, no appreciation, no increase in wages. It hit the whole country. And it's gonna be worse here. What's up, Art? What's up, Joseph? Wild things. What's going on? What's up, Rhonda? So yeah, a lot of stuff's really possible. But the thing is, you got to dig yourself out of the monthly debt hole. Second thing you got to do is you got to raise your income. If you got a job, keep your job. I'm not saying quit your job, but you need to get you a hustle that's going to put $500 to $2,000 or $3,000 per month in addition to your job income in your pocket. You need to do that now. You need to get that going now. That's one of the things we'll be talking about in Hustle Camp. Then once you balance out your personal finances, increase your income, start you a hustle, get yourself 10 to 20K cash, not credit, cash. Then you start a business. One of the things I'm going to do probably next week, because I got 2 YouTube meetings tomorrow and possibly Friday, but I'm going to start breaking down what to do with 10 grand on the business, getting those things started. There's in Hustle Camp, I put that in the night. Someone started this business in 2012 with $7,000. They're doing $64 million a year. So there's a lot of things. It's a hot industry. It's a big trend, and they really, really did well with that. So we'll be talking about that. Now, you want to be what I call a Ranger or Delta Force or SEAL Team 6, 7, whatever, right? You want to have your income here and your expenses here. You want your expenses here. You want to be able to live on 50% of your income. You want to be able to live on 30% of your income. Or, I mean, if you're crushing it, you'll be able to live on 10%. 10% of the money you have coming in pays mortgage, car notes, whatever. That's where you want to be. Because as these opportunities come out, because everyone's going to be contracting. They're going to be tightening up. Jobs going to start laying people off like crazy. It is soon to be the holiday season. You will see massive layoffs from these corporations trying to make their balance sheets look good for Q4 and Q1. And you're going to have a whole bunch of people out here trying to do whatever. And that's going to create opportunity. That's going to create cheap employees. That's going to create cheap inventory. That's going to create cheap warehouses, office space, retail space. So if you're living on 90%, 10% of your income and having 90% go into an account, opportunities will drop in your life. And I'm going to give you an example of something that happened to me in the storage auction business years and years ago. I had a really good month. I had spend money, which was 10 grand to buy units. Because one of the things I learned is you always have to be buying. You always have to be marketing. You always have to be selling. You always have to be buying. So I had 10,000 in one pocket to buy units, and I had 20 G's because it was a crazy month that just I put away for special emergencies or special deals. So I'm going out, I'm buying out, and there would be times in the storage business that there just wouldn't be any good inventory. So you would have to like look for stuff. So I'm on Craigslist. There's this office that's closing. Nice furniture. Ethos Space, that's a high-end brand of Herman Miller cubicles, right? And they're closing and everything. And the dude was in a position where he couldn't give it away because he owed money. And he was like, I need to sell all of this. And I was just like, Ethos Space. I know 2 people in town who do that because it's hard to deal with because there were so many components at the time. And I said, would you take 15 grand for everything? And when I mean everything, I will move it out. I will break it down. I'll get all this stuff out and give me 30 days. And he said, well, the lease isn't up. I can't pay. They're going to evict me. You give me 15 grand. It's all yours. It's 2 floors of furniture. 2 floors. So I'll give him 15 grand, have him sign a promissory note, do inventory, take pictures and everything, let the building management know what we're doing. So I get access to the building. So I called up dude number 1. I was like, look, I got 2 floors of Ethos Space. What will you give me? Send him pictures. 50? I was like, so you give me 50 grand? He said, 50 grand. I like, when can you get it? He said, I'll be there tomorrow. Check, 50 G's. So he took the Ethos Space. I took the office chairs, parked them out. Essentially, because I had the money, I was able to make this deal that made me damn near 80 grand in a month because I had the money. You got to be positioned to win because while this was going on, I was still out there buying units. I was still out there doing my regular thing because this was an exceptional opportunity. It was a one-time deal. I did not go like, oh, I'm rich. I was just like, yes, I can make more money. But I got to keep working. And this is where a lot of people start getting in trouble. They have that's a big lick, right? Next thing you know, they ain't working. They out with Big Booty Betty. They popping bottles. They got the money gun at the strip club. And they doing all that stuff. Then a month later, they're broke. I took that money, put it in the side, and reinvested in the business. So you got to develop financial discipline. You must do this. No Big Willie style. No, I got a fancy house and I'm renting a Lambo. None of that crap. I'm talking about real business. You got to do that stuff because what's going to happen is those who cannot have delayed gratification are going to be eaten alive by those who have stacked and prepared. There are people who are sitting on billions of dollars waiting for this to happen, waiting with bated breath. And you're going to see a change in their society. It's going to be crazy. What's up to JWB? Yeah, I'm trying to work on my hustles. Don't try, do. Yoda, do your hustles. What's up, Harlem? It must be a new subscriber. What's up, Glenn? So, and the thing is, there's going to be cars. There are going to be people who will be selling cars that maybe when times were good, they were wise, they paid cash. They're going to be selling to feed their kids. You're going to see houses. You're going to see furniture. You're going to see small boutique stores selling inventory because they're going out of business. There will be deals all over the place. But if you're broke, they might as well not exist. If you're not capitalized, you don't have money saved, you're not positioned, you don't know marketplace stuff. It is going to be very debilitating because, like, I could go to the bank tomorrow, get a loan, and get this car that I want. Or I can move money to something around and pay cash for it. But I'm sitting here because I kind of want this car, and there's this other thing I want. I'm not going to even get into the brand. Like, I do it, I hit my goals, you'll see it. But I know that if I'm patient, I can get that car, new or close to new, for less money. And I'm not talking about waiting 5 years either. It probably won't even be 2. But if I practice the discipline that I'm telling you versus I can do it, but why do it when I can do it better a little later, if that makes sense. So I just see all of this opportunity coming. And if you're not prepared, you're not set up, it's going to pass you by. And it's going to be really, really, the better deals are going to come in the front end. Because as people start jettisoning and making deals, they're going to start not drying up. They're going to become a little bit more expensive because as that inventory, as that excess in the economy, as all of the meltdown happens, it's going to be in waves, but the best deals are going to be in the front end, in my opinion. I could be wrong on that, but it's coming. And it's not really frugal, because I'm going to be real with y'all. I don't live a frugal lifestyle. I don't. I drive a very nice car. I live in a very nice house. And I recently hired a chef. I do not live in a frugal lifestyle. Part of what we talk about in Hustle Camp, and what I'll be talking more on this channel, is you need to elevate your income so that 10% is still a grip. I'm living on 20% of my income. I'm able to do that, but I don't have any debt. Car's paid off. I've got to pay for where I live. So I don't have a lot of, quote, bills. I mean, what I do pay is a significant chunk, but the goal is to be financially responsible, not frugal, responsible. If you make $1 million a year and you live on 250, you're being financially responsible. So that's it. It's not frugal. And I know where you're going. I know where you're going. You have to practice certain financial controls. But the goal is, Hustle Camp, get your income up where you can live like you want to live. I am not about that scraping. I'm not about that scrimping by. I'm not about that minimalist stuff, which is fine if that's what you want to do, but that's not what I'm teaching. I'm teaching escalate income, live the life you want, and make enough money that you're living good, but you also can put money away for future opportunities. Just to be clear on that. What's up, Joseph? What's up, Glenn? I'm saying 100 because no one's talking about this, because here's the thing. When I was in the storage auction business and I was renting retail space and I was renting warehouses, it's not something that people do every day. But we went from the flea market, we went to Brockett Plaza, then there was a lot of moves in a very short period of time. So I became very aware and very well versed on how do you set up a lease? How do you talk? One of the things you ask the landlord, because if you don't know, sometimes they'll tell you if they're a good landlord, sometimes they won't, that typically when you move in, there's going to be anywhere from a month up to 3 months before you can legally open up the business, because you got to get your certificate of occupation, you got to get your business license, you got to get your trash. And until you do that stuff, if you're not doing that and you're running your business, it's an illegal business and you can get fined. So you're not even supposed to be open for business, doing business with the public on a retail level. I'll tell you how I got around that, until you get all that stuff. So when you go for this, and these are business people, they rent retail space, they rent warehouse space, they know about build outs, they know this. So they'll say we'll put 2 months free rent in, or 3 months, normal. And when things get tight, you can get up to 6 months free rent. You can get on the front end, you can get on the back end. Either way, you save money and you make money. So now, one of the things that I recommended in my earlier videos was do not open up a physical space. Get your online business rocking and rolling before you open up a physical space. I and my partner, we had 2 retail space, we had 2 warehouses. We started to make a lot of money because retail space is much more expensive than warehouse space. And due to certain code enforcement stuff, you're not supposed to run a retail type business out of a warehouse unless it's coded for it. But when the economy went really bad, a lot of that stuff went out the windows. Like you go to the apparel mart, you would buy stuff. They used to have these minimum orders, went out the window. It's like, look, we're trying to get some bread up in here. You got bread, you're going to give us bread. Let's get this bread together. And things change. So you got to know what to ask for. And having an online business is a way that you can skirt that thing legally, not get in trouble, and have cash flow coming in, because that's what we did. Because in my warehouse, we had the upscale garage sale. Wasn't supposed to be having it. This is why I had this Delta Force move. I would get up, I wouldn't go out on Friday nights. I would get up early, Saturday morning, 6 p.m., 6 a.m. I would be putting my signs up, handmade signs. The printed up signs, they got stolen, which was crazy. And every Saturday would do that. And that's how we got between 12 and close, let's say 12 and 20 G's a month cash, straight up cash. This was not online sales. This was direct sales to the public. Wasn't supposed to do it, but code enforcement takes the weekend off. I'm just saying, that's what I did. I'm just let you know what I did. Let's see. Like your thought process, Glenn. Dimitri, you need some new friends cut off. My old ones, anybody in that chat trying to build on sharpens. Yeah, I got a chef. I'll go into that in a minute. Let's see. I'm ready. I could potentially buy this competitor I've been watching. I hear you. I'm telling you, Amazon just bought Whole Foods, right? I'm gonna tell you the story of Whole Foods. Whole Foods was supposed to be $100 billion company, but because they got in financial trouble, Amazon was able to scoop them up for $13 million. So if you knew where they were supposed to be, then you see the fire sale. But if you don't know where they were supposed to be, because they have 400 stores, they should have had 1,200. But because they ran into problems, they couldn't do it. To me, that was one of the first recessionary sales. What's up, Marquise? Just discovered your content 4 days ago. Really glad I checked you out. Life-changing stuff. Appreciate it. What's up, yada yada? That's what we're doing. Okay, so let's get on with the whole chef thing. Like I said, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I would have what many people would consider an extravagant lifestyle. That's what I'm saying. It ain't frugal. And I was eating out. It's probably spending like $800 to $1,000 a month eating out. Just me. Because I wasn't going to McDonald's. Well, sometimes, but I was going to places where just my meal was, $20, $25. I was doing that 5-7 times a day, sometimes twice a day. So I experienced some health issues. I was having a lot of digestion issues. I was having a lot of things, and I'm getting long in the tooth. So I decided, and I remember when I wrote my first book, I ate at home because one of the things that I learned is you got to have some discipline. So I had lost weight. I was sitting on my ass all day, but because I ate all my meals at home, I had lost weight. And I said, well, let me try this again and find someone who can make this more delicious because I haven't had the same thing in the last 3 weeks. Every day is something different. That's one of the reasons for the chef. The chef actually has a gluten allergy, walks around with EpiPen. So she's making all of these wonderful dishes that I'm like eating 2 to 3 times a day and I'm losing weight. So it's an investment in my health because you can't buy health. You can't buy it. Once you get to a certain point, you get really sick. I've seen this. I've seen people in the hospital. I used to work in the emergency room. I've seen people die. I've seen people with chronic illness. I don't want to be ended up like that. So I made a decision and I've only eaten out twice and I was real careful. And probably when I travel, I'm going to do a lot of fruits, a lot of salads and chicken. And I'm probably eat once a day because it took me experiencing pain, real pain, for me to change my ways. So that's what that's about. It's not like, I'm bald. Well, I'm doing well, but it's a health thing because I'm working a lot and it's just easier. It's just really easier and it's keeping me on track. Plus the chef cooks so much that, it's dinner, it's breakfast and lunch. So I just go to the refrigerator, heat it up and I'm good. So that's what I'm doing. Andrew Telly, so if I'm going to do something illegal, make sure it's on the weekends. Okay, I'm not going to tell you to do something illegal. I'm telling you what I did. I understood the risk, and I'll explain the risk. If I had got caught, I would have probably had to pay a $500 fine. First time. Second time, $1,000. Third time, $1,500, and I think $2,000. But I'm making 12 to 20 G's a month. I took the risk. I wasn't going to jail. That was like the worst thing that was going to happen. So that's why I made that decision because I understood the risk. So don't be doing stuff, quote, illegal because that's on you. But see, to me, that was like speeding. You speed, you get pulled over, you pay a ticket. That's what it was like to me. It was illegal. Truly it was, but it wasn't criminal. I wasn't going to jail, fed pen, nothing like that. And I never got caught. I had one time this code enforcement officer came in on Saturday, and this was DeKalb County. They had guns, which kind of freaked me out. And he was just like, he just looked around, walked around and stuff. He's like, you moving? Yeah, we're moving out. I say, oh God. Next time I see him, I just tell him I changed my mind. Never saw him again. And we started at 6 a.m. We ended around 3 to 5, just depending, because we had a lot of stuff on Craigslist. But these are the things. What's up, official Fabi Hart? What do you think about Bitcoin? Wendy Joaquin, what do you think about Bitcoin cryptocurrency? I've had Bitcoin for 3 years, maybe four. I think cryptocurrency is going to overtake the dollar, but I think we're 20, 30 years away. I know many people will disagree with me. I got Bitcoin. I am not going crazy with Bitcoin. I'll explain my situation. Everyone's got to govern themselves accordingly. I made way more money starting businesses. I mean, I saw someone that posted that if you invested a few $100 in Bitcoin like 6 months ago, you have 10 G's. I make more than that in a month. So for me, it's not exciting. Plus, I have to readjust my focus to do that versus doing what I know makes money. So that's why I'm in Bitcoin. I got it. I'm just not going crazy with it because, hey, my stuff's appreciated nicely, but just for me, once again, building businesses just works much better. So I'm in it, but I'm not going crazy with it. Fantastic Vic. I've been watching your videos for the last 2 weeks. Thank you for the great business advice. I found my first LLC and look forward to doing great in business. Congratulations. Passion, obsession, commitment. Malik Ernst, what would you suggest a truck driver do to transition to a micro business since I'm busy on the road? You're going to have to make some choices. You're going to have to make some serious choices. Because if you are doing 10, 12 hours a day, and I'm not trying to break you down, but if you don't have any online experience, it ain't a lot you can do. And I'm not trying to tell you to dissuade you. It's just you're going to have to sit down with your wife if you got one. You're going to have to make a decision that may cut your income so you have more time to build a business, because maybe Bitcoin will work for you. Maybe, you know something in the trucking industry where you can grab something you can flip to other truckers. I don't know, but that's a hard one because you need time to actually build your business. And I don't know how much you're driving, and if you can switch to a dedicated local route where you're home every night, you got a greater chance of being successful. But be creative. There's all kinds of stuff out there. I'm not a truck driver. I don't know what y'all go through, and I just know it's a hard life, in my opinion. Yes, the cab is a trip, official Faberhart. Will the U.S. destroy all paper money? What do you think? Sometime, because everything will be trackable. Andrew Telly, cops sometimes sends a message on social media. We'll be doing road checks, so there isn't so many people to process. That's funny. The JWB, solid point. Nothing returns better than the good business. I mean, I've seen this stuff because, all right, putting money in the market will make you money. Bitcoin, properly positioned, will make you money. But you can start a micro business. And let's go ahead and just say you're going to buy Macs. I did this 2010, 11. Buy Macs on Craigslist, flip them. Since it's a heavy investment, because most people who know what they got, they're not going to sell them super cheap. You can get some super cheap. So I would buy a Mac, pay anywhere from $800 to $1,200 because I only dealt with certain ones that still had Apple Care, and I would flip them, and I would only make $100, $150, $200 profit. And then you're like, whoa, that's a lot of money at risk. But at the end of the month, I made $3,000 profit. So that's a micro business. One, I knew the product, I knew the gotchas, I knew those things, and there was a robust inventory, and there was a hungry audience for these Macs. So you could start something like that and make $2,000 to $3,000 within 30 to 60 days, and name a stock that you can buy today, and mere weeks or a few months, you're doing $2,000 to $3,000 profit. Gains, as they say, are yields. Name one. You got people with portfolios, 100 G's. They ain't going to make $3,000 return this year for the whole year because they picked wrong or their portfolio's unbalanced. So to me, and I'm all in on businesses, and here's another thing about retirement. A lot of stuff that I'm putting together, I actually never plan on retiring. My first book went really well. I was kind of quasi-retired for almost 3 years. It ain't life for me. I had a lot of money coming in. I could do what I want. I was grateful that I was able to be there for my former business partner who died of cancer, take her to her doctor appointments, go shopping for her. That was wonderful. But just sitting around doing nothing, or just, and In my life, I lived in Japan. I traveled very early, so that's kind of out of my system. I don't have this need to go to these exotic places because I already did it. I'm going to keep building stuff that give people value, but manage my time a little bit better probably in the next 20 years or, depending on whatever life events happen. So that's what I'm building. I don't quote, expect to retire, because if you've got a business, and here's a good point that some you can do during this next downturn. You find a market, you get in really good, you make all kinds of gains, and you set that business up. You hire people, you train people to the point that it runs itself when you're not there, and you keep that up. You can retire much earlier and have active income coming in and not be on, quote, a fixed income and be really living well. So that's my plan. I don't know anyone else's plan, and that's one of my long-term goals, to set that up. Solid. All right. Fisher Hart, I have a commercial cleaning company. We're doing awesome in Atlanta. I mean, it's so many ways to make money. And what's coming is going to give so many people opportunity, because let's say you have that cleaning service, right? Let's say your van is paid off, all your stuff is paid off. You have like good operating capital practice. You got like 50 G's in the bank. And then when all these other cleaning companies start shutting down because they're over leveraged, you could walk in and like, look, first year, I'll take 25% off of my normal prices. You will be able to do that and get that business and grow and get referrals and stuff. There's so, or, whatever you got to do. I have to expand my online media presence, but I got no Official Heart. No, you do not have to expand your online media presence. What you need to do is go door to door, ask for referrals, get a salesperson, and create that. Because when people are looking for janitorial services, they don't go online. They ask a friend or another business owner, like, who's cleaning your business? So you want to be in that pipeline. The JWB, you could sell a business. There's so many options. Lauren, what's up? Yeah, I love starting businesses and making them profitable. It's fun to me. It is, because you're taking something that didn't exist and turning it into something real. Glenn Rutledge just got the AM's Platinum. How can I max the opportunity? I would tell you not to use that Platinum for anything business related unless you test it, you get this stuff up and running, and you get some sweat equity in there. I want you to hear me and hear me now. A lot of money or a lot of access to credit will not make you successful without experience. It just will not. Experience is so important, because you can so don't spend anything. Do this. Put the Platinum in your wallet. Just hold on to it. Then find a business model that you like and do it part-time and small and work out all the uglies. And that way, when you're seasoned, you know what you're doing, you're the man in your business, then you can pull out that Platinum, but not a minute before. Don't do that. That could be really, really bad. So that's just the deal, because, like I said, so many things are happening, things are coming, and a lot of people are not prepared. And many people are not talking about this, because here's what's going to happen, and you're going to see it. This is a prediction. You're going to see a lot of people who are on social media who don't have real business building skills, because when this thing happens, you're going to see Facebook income go down. You're going to see Amazon income go down. You just saw that to happen. Trump threatened Amazon, and their stock price went down. Wait until the real, that's just emotional stuff. Wait till the real market forces kick in. You're going to see that. And then when those places slow down, then there's going to be this trickle-down effect. You're going to see all kinds of stuff. Facebook's going to have some issues. Facebook's not going out of business. They're still going to make a lot of money. Don't get it twisted. But you will see a drop. And then what they're going to do is mess around and change the algorithm so that they're more profitable, which is fair and equitable. They're their business. They built it. And then the small players are going to get obliterated. It's just going to be carnage. And because like what I told Fabuhard about cleaning, learn how to sell, learn how to market in person. The kind of business you have, if you have the ability to hire a full-time salesperson to go knock on doors Monday through Friday, you would quadruple your business within a year with no social media. None. Zero. Zilch. None. for quadruple it in a year. So, that's a choice you would have to make. Demetria, would that apply to personnel training as well? What do you mean exactly? Well, once again, like I said, janitorial service. Um, I never looked online for janitorial service. The building I'm in, it came with the building, so that's a hard one. I'm just giving you my experience on that. Because online, unless you're going to be training people, it's just some things that people don't go online looking for. I could be wrong about that because I'm not in that business. Nancy Biggs. Hey, Cameron, you're making me make moves, man. I thank you for all you've done as a teacher of the hustle. I have my LLC doing the supplement business, and just wow, the things you showed me. Congratulations, just for checking this out. What exactly did I show you? I want some feedback. Thoughts on Cupcake Business? How to start? Any suggestions? Short change. Start cooking cupcakes today. Start taking them to work and start selling them. Start asking all your friends to sample your cupcakes. Ask your friends to give you referrals and do that. And then when you get up to a G or 2 Gs a month, then really start rolling some money in it. Don't even get an LLC. Just test your recipes, get feedback, take fancy pictures, but get started like today. Don't wait until next week or when your money, right? Just get started. Go to the store, get some Dunkin' Hines, some frosting, and get busy. Ask Chris Trades. What up, Cam? Official Fabio. A lot of people main problem is staying focused. A lot of people quit before they start. True. Cooper from FB. All right. A lady was doing training course for people skills. She's selling a course for $350 per student. Just so many ways to make money. There's so many ways. Michael Dennis, do you like to use AdWords to boost offline business efforts, micro businesses? My thing on micro businesses is start small. Forget about AdWords. Forget about scaling up, because I'll give you an example. One of the companies, I had this vision. I had a vision, right? Mac Daddy Media. And I was doing certain things. Now, this weekend, I spent all weekend diagramming and doing what's called brand identity, which is you create a voice, you create a mark, you create a logo for a company. And it's very, very important. So since I did get committed to a certain way of doing business, I'm going to branch that off into a brand identity design firm. And, essentially what we do is we go in your company, look at what you want to do. We work on your identity. And I'm going to tell you, the brand identity stuff is super important. It's super important. I did a lot of stuff right when I did Making Money A to Z with storage, self-storage unit auctions. It's just a few steps I missed. So what we're going to do is brand your product, source your product, train your people, create a sales process. And that's just going to be probably a big focus of what I'm going to do. So if I didn't test the concept, if I wasn't experimenting, I wouldn't have got to this place, because I like the process. It's fun. And I get paid very well for that. I'm not even going to lie. I get paid very, very well for that. And the thing is, I enjoy it. I enjoy the people I work for. Yes, because I'm doing this for someone. I'm an employee in many regards, even though as a consultant, as an employee. Just be real about that. And it's a really good job. It's a great job. So that came from experimenting. And what I'm telling you is, forget about growing too fast. Find out if you like the business, if you can do the business, if you like the industry. Because what you can do is you can come in real fast and create a business that makes money that you hate. You hate the people. I'm not going to mention names. I have someone who's on Facebook. I could do the screenshot if I was a dirty person, who hates being on Facebook, but that's the only way he can get business. He hates it. And he was kind of locked in because there's nothing else he can do to make that kind of money. Why do that to yourself intentionally? Think about it. Slow down a little bit. Get that business together. Make sure you like it. Make sure it's something you can do long term. Then go crazy. So that would be my advice on that. Like AdWords, I can't talk about it because it's a contract thing. But there's a lot of ways you can market. On this place, I managed a cleaning company. Most of our clients came from door hangers. Wendell Woods 3, that's so true about stocks. I've invested in stocks and noticed the difference. Stocks, you lose control of money. But with business, there's more control of your money all day long. Okay. Dimitri, the advice you made to Fabric Heart could apply to being a trainer as well, keeping people. And it's the hardest in my small city in Goldsboro, North Carolina, but not impossible. It is a retirement city, not much youth. Okay. NC Biggs, first, your credit class was gold, man. You told me and taught me how to get my money in check. Also, you talked about buying a beater to get where you want. That would be gold. This is the thing, going back to what I was saying, and congratulations. I really appreciate hearing that. That you got to get your burn rate down. If you make $5,000 a month and it takes 4 G's to pay all your bills, you are living a life you can't afford. You're living above your means because you think you're living right at your means. You're living above your means because you have no money to save. You have no money to invest. And if that job is like most jobs, you really don't have mental energy or time to build something else. So you need to come out of that. And I'll tell people, if you got a car you can sell, what's more important? Your dream of that car. I mean, I, for one, love old cars. And one of the things that I did was I went out and all those cars that I wanted, I couldn't afford when I wanted them, I went back and got them. I'll tell you, my car right now is 14 years old. But I put a lot of money in it. Because like I said, I lowered it. I put a fancy suspension on it. I chipped it. I put a new exhaust on it. It is like way faster than it was when it's new. But that's my fun thing to do. You may not even care about cars. But there's a lot of ways that you can do things in life and still have fun and still enjoy yourself. Because, like I said, I could get another car. But another part of that, and I'll just be real, is like the parking would be a pain. And it's like, okay, so I get this car because I'm one of those people, I don't like parking outside my garage. I know it's weird, it's a little petty, but I just don't. And then all of a sudden, I'm parking outside my garage. And I got this other car, and it's just like, you know what? Sell the house, move, get another place. There's a whole other plan. You'll see it. I'll talk about it. But essentially, just because you have the ability to do something doesn't mean you should do it, if that makes sense. See, what I like about NC Biggs is when people come into the hustle kung fu sphere, and take action, they get results. But I got people who get mad at me because I don't give them everything, and then they want me to like get on the phone with them. Oh, like if we're Facebook friends and you want to talk to me about business, hit my assistant up because I got like 1,000 messages in my inbox, and I ain't going through all of them. That's just it's usually a trap. So, and her email address is patty@bschoolforhustlers.com. PATTI. Just hit her up, ask any questions, she'll get to me. But I'm really glad that you're enjoying success. The franchise fees killed us, though. That can be rough. That's crazy. Really, you have to diversify in stocks. Yeah, you can make money in stocks, but see, the thing is, stocks is usually a preservation move. Let's say you sell your company, you get 25 million. Then you diversify your portfolio, you split it up, and let's say you put 20, 30% in stocks. That move is to preserve your wealth. When you're already rich and you know what you're doing, stocks are awesome. Stocks are amazing. But when you are like broke Pookie, broke Dick Danny, it's a long climb. And like I said, I'll be real. You can make money off stocks 20, 30 years. If you know how to short and hedge and do all this stuff, you can make money much quicker. But that's a lot of study. That's a lot of watching. I used to date a girl who day traded. I'll tell you her story. Her father was a developer in North Carolina. She had money. She already had money. She day traded for money to blow. And between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. every day, Monday through Friday, she would not answer her phone. She was just like, look, I got to watch my stocks, because she says one time she went to the bathroom, came back, she had lost 10 grand. So you can do it if you know what you're doing. Plus, she had $250,000 to start with. She just took $250,000. She had a net worth. What is Montgomery's net worth? Probably like 30 million. So 250 if she lost it. So you hear these stories. The thing is, and plus her father was a real estate developer. She grew up with money. She grew up knowing how money works. She grew up with stocks and bonds. So she didn't just like get in day traded like naked. She had a pedigree already. So all kinds of stuff. But yeah, you can make money with stocks. It's just, I think you make more money with businesses. That's just my opinion. Let's see. Yeah, because the thing is, if you are making $3,000 to $4,000 a month and you got a car payment of $500, you know how much you're really paying for that car? $500 for the car payment, $1 something for the insurance, $2 something for the gas. You're almost at a G of your income, and if you're making 30% of your money's going towards your car. You can't get wealthy living like that. It's just not going to happen. I'm still rolling an '07 Dodge Charger. Hey. A lot of people don't care about cars. Let's see. So there's a lot of ways to do it. Shopify Cookie Cruncher, I like that name. Shopify is a tool. Shopify is like this pen, right? And this pen is only as good, the penmanship from this pen is only as good as the person using it. Shopify is just a tool. It is, and it's become almost like a noun or a verb, Shopify, e-commerce. It's just essentially a platform that's very rigorous that can take a lot of traffic. It's very flexible, and it makes starting an e-commerce store easy, but without traffic, it's worthless. It's absolutely worthless. A lot of people won't say that, but it is. And a lot of people who start Shopify stores and don't understand what Shopify really is, which is just a resource and a tool that you need to place products, the right products, and you need to direct traffic to. That's all it is. It ain't no more than that. So it's very legit. Let's see. 25 million level. Like I said, her father died. And then her husband died, and she got left all this property on the North Carolina shore that was paid for. So it's just interesting. No, I don't have any training on stocks because one of the things that I do, if I ain't doing it or been through it, I don't have any training on it. I'm just, it makes no sense because then I have to learn something to teach people something when I know all this stuff and I have all these experiences. So he's paying 500 car note, 200 for insurance, 200 for gas. He's paying 900 plus for a car. Blake, I'm ready to take my business to the next level. Do you recommend B School? Let me get to the second segment because I actually kind of forgot about it. Like I got a lot of people who are going to Fat Cat Secrets. You can't buy that anymore. I'm going to revamp that, and I'm running everything through Hustle Camp. And let me explain what Hustle Camp is. It's foundation building. If you're like quick, fast, in a hurry, don't join Hustle Camp. It's going to probably take you a year. I'm going to give you good, solid financial advice to get yourself set up for making money. Many people, we've got 30 for 30 broke who can come into a lot of money and end up in the worst situation. So the only thing that I'm going to be selling is Hustle Camp. Right now it's $2.99. You can get started tonight and join the Facebook group, and I'm going to build it out slowly. Now, why can I build it out slowly? Because I have other sources of income. So I don't have to rush through this. I don't have to build it fast. I don't have to fill it up. I don't have to deal with people I don't like. I don't have to go through all of that internet marketing stuff. I can do it the way that I want to do it because what Hustle Camp is the path and the decisions and the resources of the things that got me out of that boarding house to where I'm at today. That's what Hustle Camp is. And I'm going to go with that. And that's the only thing I'm going to do in everything that I do, because I'm going to do Fat Cat Secrets again, but it's going to go through Hustle Camp. So B School, like everyone that joined the B School, they can get Hustle Camp. I'll probably do some more B School stuff, But what I've learned is, and let's go with the brand identity stuff. Many people, going back to Shopify, they're not building brands. They're building hustles that are predicated on Facebook algorithms. And as Facebook changes those algorithms, and as people crowd those keywords, they're going to go out of business. That's what a lot of them are. And I've seen what's happening. So, just some insights on that. But, we'll be talking about brand building. What do I need to do? Some online training? It just depends. Kashawn Simmons, oh yeah, I learned my Shopify lessons this year, fail. It's about traffic. Everything that you do online is about traffic. It is not about the landing page. It is not about Shopify. It ain't about YouTube. It ain't about Facebook. It is about traffic. If you can get a lot of traffic, I don't care if you're landing. All right, go back to the Wayback Time Machine. Go to urbanpackrat.com. I took it down years ago. That used to be my blog. Go to the Wayback Time Machine. It is ugly. It is booty. It is janky. I was doing 10, 20, 30 G's a month from that blog. That wasn't professional. I did it myself. It was handmade. It was bootleg. It was doing 20, 30 G's a month. Why? Because I was throwing traffic at it. It probably would have did better if I had spent some money and stopped being so cheap and got it professionally done. It probably would have did better. But my whole point is, if you can build and direct traffic, it solves a lot of evils. It solves a lot of ills. So work on that traffic. Traffic is everything. So just saying. All right, so I'm getting ready to bounce because I wasn't going to stay here too long. I just wanted to kind of give you guys some stuff, let you know what's coming, because opportunity's coming. A lot of opportunities coming. And if you're positioned for it, you're going to be good. You're going to be okay. If you're not positioned for it, it's going to be ugly. So for those of you who are still here, be sure to go below the video, do a little read up, and become part of Hustle Camp. The price is probably not going to change for a long time because I'm slowly building it out, and I'm going to put in some new marching orders, and it's going to be fun, a lot of fun. And I'll probably share some of my upper level business stuff that I'm doing because I can, because it's a close community. So that's what it's going to be. All right, so if you like this content, and you should, be sure to subscribe and all that other wonderful and important jazz, and I will see